Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Jean Kalinda, and I'm so happy that you're here. This was a private invitation, so hope you feel special because you are. I want to see if I can get Sid on here. Sid happens to be on the road right now, but I told him that I've got him all covered.
Here.
Are you here? Okay, cool. Sid, say hello to your peeps.
Yeah, no, obviously, yeah. I was just worried about the internet driving through South Georgia, But yeah, no, I'm here, man. I'm excited. I'm actually parked, so it'll be quiet, and hopefully I'll mute out so I'm not annoying anybody. But man, I tell you what, Gene, I'm excited. Are you?
I am super excited. I've been waiting for the right moment to bring this to our folks, and the time has come. I could not be more excited. Okay, we're going to get right down to business here, folks. So in the small amount of time we have together, our goals are to make a big impact in the following ways. For one thing, I want to give you confidence if you've had any uncertainty. I want to give you clarity if there's been any confusion about this SEO thing. I want to unlock the simplicity and the potential of making huge dollars online. And I want to give you the keys to being able to leave your JOB if you have one. So many of you have emailed me over the years, and that's been your goal. And it's a good one because you can live life on your terms. I want to let you see a path to success where we've all been struggling and maybe having frustration in the past, myself included. So put aside all those distractions. Everybody tells you this, but I'm dead serious. And you will never look back other than to see how far you've come. So you know about Sid and me. I won't bore you with a lot of details, but there's some interesting stats. You know, he's just a master closer and sales expert. If I wanted to sell anything, I'd go to Sid and say, hey, how can I sell this? Or I'd probably pay him a commission, tell him to sell it for me. He's closed over 10,000 deals. He loves his babies, and there's Kramer, his St. Bernard. I actually had a dog named Kramer. He died last year, but Sid had a Kramer, and I had a Kramer, but I don't think our Kramers ever met. I am a work-from-home diva, maybe not a diva, but work-from-home diva. Been working at home for over 40 years. I'm certifiably unemployable. If I were to be hired by somebody, they'd fire me in 24 hours, I can assure you. I've owned a telecommunications, cutting-edge kind of communications business for 26 years. That still rocks along. Takes me about 10 hours a week to take care of that. And because I had free time on my hands, I met up with Sue White, who's going to be with us here on the webinar, and we opened up a digital agency in 2010. Then we started making products about what we were actually doing, and you probably met us that one. And there's a picture of me 37 years ago in a barrel race, and I am still riding hard, just not horses. I don't know what happened to what was in that box there, but okay. Well, I think what it said was the main reason you might not be making the revenue you deserve. And go ahead and go to the next slide because I think it's going to talk about it all. What are the main frustrations and stumbling blocks that we have? Well, for one thing, sometimes we don't know whether we're following the wrong advice. I mean, who can we trust? Because everybody says, trust me, trust me, trust me, but how many have really earned that trust? And then we jump around to find something that works, and we lose ground, and we waste time, and we waste a lot of money. I went back over my Warrior Plus account and JVZoo account one time and added up what I've spent. I didn't want to see it anymore. A failure to act based on a lack of confidence that you can produce results. I recently sold a course called Roofer Roundup, and if you're here from that, I'm happy to have you here. But before anybody had even acted on the prospecting and closing tools that I gave them, they were already emailing me, well, what if I get a client? You know, I don't know what to do next. And I said, well, go get a client. We'll talk about what to do next. Because people don't have the confidence that they can actually produce results, so they don't even start. And then number 4, not working from a strong base. And by that, I mean, we just keep buying these little products and we keep delivering tier 2 and 3 solutions without the foundations. from which to work. And then we don't have any support system because you got email support over here, you know, and you go on in there, you ask a question, maybe on a Facebook group, and the answer is send a ticket to support@blah-blah-blah.com. Okay, well, that's going to take 3 days to get an answer. And so really, by the time you have a bunch of balls in the air, a bunch of plates spinning, and you're trying to get answers on 4 or 5 different support forums, are you guys hearing me? Are you with me? Have you had this happen? It's really not fun. Who here's frustrated? I mean, it's the same old, same old. You buy bright, shiny objects. You buy pieces of the puzzle. Heck, I've even sold pieces of the puzzle. But we don't know how to connect the dots. We buy domains, set up PBNs. We hire content writers. We write it ourselves. We try to customize PLR. We have to learn the difference in on-page and off-page SEO and what does that mean and blah, blah, blah. What about anchor text and HTML? Do I need to have a hosting company that gives me unique IPs? Oh, I know, I'll get a mass page builder. Yeah, that'll solve it all. And then, oh my gosh, I got to optimize images. Okay, let's see, where do you go? Oh, I can optimize the JPEGs, but not the PNGs. Gee whiz, how did I miss that? Building sites, or is it landing pages or squeeze pages? I don't know. I mean, what's the difference? Oh, I know, we'll do YouTube channels. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just make videos and we'll sell videos and we'll lead. I didn't put this on there, but we'll lead with reputation. That's what we'll do. And then we learn all this stuff. And guess what? All of a sudden, we are so overwhelmed, getting 4 hours of sleep a night. And help, we need an outsourcer. Well, where do I get one? Okay, another problem, another product. And all the time we're wondering, is this black hat, gray hat, white hat, or is there any hat at all involved here? I mean, folks, I have been here. And you see that little kid up there? I love that little picture because that's like me a lot of time. Is this you? If you put some female hands over this and put a nice big ring on it that Leon gave me on my ring finger, that would be me. That would be me at the end of some days. Makes you tired, right? Now, some people can't sleep because they have insomnia. And, oh, there's products for that too, by the way. But me, I can't sleep because I've got internet connection. I think if I ever get a full night's sleep again, I will have to go off in a cabin where there is no internet connection, or maybe on a cruise ship because you got such bad internet there, you just give up on it eventually. Or no connection. But what if I told you that I have an answer? Well, I do. But wait a minute, what's the real question here? What's the real question? How do I satisfy and not tick off the 800-pound gorilla named Google? And listen, Google is as big and imposing and as interruptive as that picture shows you with that big old fat gorilla sitting on the desk there, controlling everything and everybody trying to act like he's not in the room, but oh, he's there. That's our question.
I forgot to unmute my microphone. I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. Oh, you didn't mean to be talking to everybody?
I was trying to talk, but my microphone was muted.
No, okay, I heard you. I heard you. What Patrick, and by the way, I'll introduce you formally to Patrick in a little bit because he is the co-creator of what I'm going to show you today. But Patrick is wondering, like who knows that
Google controls everything.
Yeah, Google controls everything.
Yeah, is everybody aware that how? I think when Gene showed me this image, it was like a lot of things that I knew, the light bulb went off. But when I see this, it's like, oh my gosh, everything that we talk about, you know, Google controls this, $7 billion fines because Google loves you. I mean, they love themselves. This is just so awesome. I just think, does everybody agree? $5 billion, $2 billion, they get fined all the time, and it doesn't matter because they are the 800-pound gorilla. I just thought this was amazing. It's just a great graphic.
Yep, it is. It is. Hey, Mike Beek. I met Mike at a bar in Atlanta one time. We were at a conference. Okay, let's move on. Oh, here. Don't go away. Don't move that slide, Patrick. I love this from Agatha Christie. I love her books, but she said a mother's love for her child is like nothing else in the world. It knows no law, no pity. It dares all things and crushes down remorselessly all that stands in its path. Well, that sounds like Google to me. Google loves her kids. Google loves her kids. And then Richard Branson said this. He said, finding something frustrating and then seeing an opportunity to make it better is what entrepreneurship is all about. And folks, I have found the ultimate entrepreneurs, only they've been kind of in the background, and I'm bringing them to you. And I don't think many of us have met these people or even know what I'm about to talk about. But anyway, bingo to the next slide, Patrick, because I'm going to show you and Gary. Sid and I found some SEO Olympic athletes. And Gary is on the left. Patrick is on the left, and Gary is on the right. And Patrick has been sort of a back-end systems developer kind of person for all kinds of big companies. And if we started naming his credentials off, we'd be here yawning after a while. Gary, he teamed up with Patrick, and Gary has actually made some award-winning software and sold it. I don't know whether you have pictures of some of the WSOs there. Did we put them in the right place?
No.
Okay, well, we'll show them to you later. So I've kind of lost track of where we're going with this. So go ahead. Introducing to you Ranking Factory, the Ranking Factory revolution. And is somebody manning the questions in the
Gary. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good, because I'm not free to do that right now while I'm talking. Okay, so this is just a couple testimonials I wanted to show you. RFR, which is short for Ranking Factory Revolution, is by far the best tool I've ever owned as a local business SEO consultant. If I could pick one tool to rank my clients, I would pick RFR. Okay, and this is important, and I'll tell you why later. Not only are you getting a powerful software solution, but you're joining a community that's more like a family. Okay, and then over here, this guy, Brian, he got 5 major keywords in the 3-pack. It took him 3 days to pop up. You know it's strong when new people start ranking this fast. Okay? That's just to give you a little flavor of what's going on behind the scenes here. Okay,
so what I'm gonna try to do, Jean,
is
I'm gonna kind of go over an overview of what it is that we're gonna do, and I'm gonna show everybody what you've been talking about. So we're going to give you a 50,000 foot view, everybody, of what the Ranking Factory is about.
Yep.
And one of the things that we wanted to ask is, Gene, you had the question earlier. Talk a little bit about your hard drive.
Oh, okay. Well, let me ask you this question. And I think there's a slide for this. Do we want to go into the slides, or we want to?
Let's see, where is it?
Stay right here.
I kind of got screwed up here, so.
It's okay. We can still deliver top quality training and be screwed up.
It just makes it live and perfect. That's all.
Live and imperfect. Here we go. Okay. Here's a question for you. Can Google crawl your hard drive? You guys go over there and tell me yes or no. Can Google crawl your hard drive? It's important that you know this. Am I seeing any answers? Let's see. No. All right, I got a bunch of no's. Anybody else? Jeff, Jeff's onto it. Okay. So is Drew. All right. Okay, you guys are giving the right answer. So the next question is, where does everybody typically store their stuff? I'll tell you where my stuff is until I learn about this. It's on my hard drive. Now, it might be in a cloud storage situation. It might be in Dropbox. Could be all kinds of different places. Could even be in my Google Drive. But without knowing how to take advantage of that, that's not really cool either. So if Google never crawls your hard drive, is it possible for your documents, images, videos, spreadsheets, etc., that you've created for your SEO projects to be crawled and indexed by Google? No. Answer is no. It's the red button. If we're in the matrix, the red button wins. Oh, that was pills, wasn't it? Excuse me.
Yeah. So Gene, here's the interesting question, right? And I'm sure that this is probably pretty much correct for everybody that's listening to us. Has everybody here, and I want you to answer this, have you ever created a document for a product that you want to sell and it resides on your hard drive, but it's got all the perfect text, it's got all the anchor text, it's got everything that you need in that Word document, and it sits on your hard drive? Does anybody have just a plethora of stuff like that sitting on your hard drive? Give me an answer, yes or no.
I would say yes. For me, the answer is yes. In fact, I have a stack of hard drives.
Yeah.
I have what's called a RAID, because I have a digital husband. Yes, yes, yeah.
Look at what Scott says. Documents, images, videos, spreadsheets created for SEO projects, and they are not created for some other. They're sitting on your hard drive. And the really terrible thing about that is that it's awesome content, but you now have to take that content and do something with it because Google cannot see it, right? So if all of that content, I want everybody to think about this image for a minute. If that garbage pile, that dump, right, where we take all of our stuff to the dump and it's just sitting on your hard drive, if Google could see all of that and all the hard work that you've done with all of that, do you think it might, and I just want to say might, make a difference in the possibility that that work that you've created would help you rank those properties that you're trying to get ranked? If Google could see it, right? You know, just think of that for a moment, that pile of garbage that's sitting on your hard drive, but is really great garbage. If they could see that, read it, crawl it, and index it, you think it might help you in ranking your properties and helping you make money? Most importantly, making money. You guys think that might happen?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at something, right? The red button wins. Exactly. So what we want to share with you, and Gene, you can kind of share with people, how's that going to happen?
What happened to the slide with the clock?
I don't know. We maybe went past it.
Did we? No, maybe we haven't gotten to it yet.
Haven't got to it.
All right. Well, I hope we come to it because it's important. And I'll ask this question in case we missed the slide. I thought we had these in order. But how often do you think Google crawls your Google Drive? They don't ever crawl your hard drive. We've established that. How often? Put in the chat box how often you think Google crawls your hard drive. Dennis, you're close. Alan, you're close. Gary, you're close. Marcus, that's off the chart. Jim, you're wrong. Lonnie, you're way off. Okay, I'll give you the answer.
I know.
I know you know, Gary. You be quiet. Okay. Can you? Anyway, it's every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. A lot of you said, continuously, very regularly, all day long. Those are good. Somebody said 90 days. Somebody said never. That wouldn't be right. Okay. So let's talk about that Google Drive for a minute so we're all on the same page. And Gary, you look at Scott's question, okay? Because I don't have time to. Which Google property is equivalent to Microsoft Word? If you go to your Drive and go to the slide before that, Patrick, because I want to make sure everybody knows where to find a Google Drive. Well, we showed them. Yeah, see that? See, you can see my little picture up there because that's in my Gmail account. And over there on the right side, there's this little 9 dots. That is Google Drive. And you click there, and then this box pops up, and you click on Drive. I'm probably, preaching to the choir here. But anyway, that's where you click to get to your Google Drive properties. So which of these properties is equivalent to Microsoft Word? So let's look in the Google Drive. Go ahead, Patrick. You click on New when you get to the Drive, and it's going to give you, if you hit this button, that's going to fly in. There you go, Google Docs. A Google Doc is the replica of Microsoft Word. Okay? So, next slide. Which Google property is equivalent to Microsoft Excel? Again, you would go to the Drive, click on New, boom, it pops up Google Sheets. Hit it one more time. I got a little joke for you. And these are not sheets that go on your bed. Okay? Now, my friend Sue White is a Microsoft certified trainer. She's been a trainer for over 30 years. She taught me to love spreadsheets. And they used to make my eyes glaze over because I'm a people person, a word person, a writer. I don't want to look at numbers other than I can balance my checkbook. But she taught me the beauty of tracking things in Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel. There is the Google version of it. Now, I'm talking to you on slides made in Microsoft PowerPoint, right? But what could I have done if I'd wanted? Google Slides. It's the same thing. I mean, really, we wouldn't even have to go buy Microsoft 365, or it used to be we'd buy Microsoft Office. It's all here. I don't know if it has the database, though. Does it have the Access database equivalent? I don't know. Okay. Okay. And I don't use Publisher anymore anyway. But these are the 3 that I use all the time in my life and in my business. Okay? There you go. We got the equivalent of everything in the Drive. Oh, okay, here's the slide. Do you know Google? Okay, go ahead. Well, yeah, every 5 minutes. So if you save all those Word docs that you have, if you save all those Excel spreadsheets, if you save your PowerPoint slides, and it's easy to do. I mean, Sue's probably got a training on it sitting around on her computer right now. But you can make them public and share them. Now, that would take us all 2 minutes to show you how to do. Now, if you make those Google Docs public and you share them, now they're accessible everywhere and they become the most powerful backlinks ever. And who doesn't know the power of backlinks? Goodness knows the money we spend and time we spend on building backlinks. Sometimes I thought if I heard that one more time, I was just going to go sell beach towels for a living or something. Okay, so why spend time on all this other software, or why spend time trying to do all this manually when I can show you a rocket ship that's going to do it for you? Go ahead, Patrick. Every piece of content or every video you create for your projects can be programmed and indexed to provide massive Google juice. Massive. Exponentially massive. So I can talk about this slide.
Let's let Gary talk about this slide.
Let's let Gary talk about this. Let's define stacking and let's define buffer doc, because you're going to hear these terms, and Gary explained it last night to me at midnight again, just so I wouldn't get it wrong here on this webinar today. Thank you, Gary. He finally said he had to take the dog out. I knew what he meant. I'm tired of talking to you. I want to go to bed. But go ahead, Gary. You talk about this, but make it in plain English.
Let's make it kind of simple for folks.
Yeah.
Give me a 1 if you understand the word silo and how that affects properties you use, so we can have a basis here. Okay.
Oh, this is a bunch of smart people. Here we go.
So
Wow.
think of it this way. The term stacking or silo is interchangeable. So if you look at our image here, if you notice at the bottom, you see an arrow pointing up to the previous property. All that means is that PDF 5 is linked to 4, which is linked to 3, which is linked to 2, and so on, and up to a buffer doc, which then points to a money site or video or whatever your target
now, Gary,
is.
we got a couple people that said no, they don't know what you mean by silo or stacking.
Silo or stacking just means linked in a straight line going forward. In other words, from the bottom to the top.
Okay.
So here's the effect. When you get to PDF 1, you actually have a series of links or juice that's accumulated. Okay? And what I mean by accumulated, when you get to PDF 1, it's carrying the juice from 5, it's carrying the juice from 4, 3, 2, and 1, and it's passing it on to where you're pointing it. In this case, we're going to use a buffer doc, and I want to explain why. Yes, it's a link juice funnel. That's exactly correct. So let me ask you another question, and this before we go into the buffer doc, to make it perfectly clear why we're using it. There's two factors in the buffer doc. Footprints that are created. If you have 1,000 different properties out there all pointing to a target, what is it going to create? A ton of footprints, right? Does everybody understand that? Can you give me a one if that's real clear? Okay. So what if, and we'll cover it a little deeper for somebody that's, what is a footprint? A footprint is what's used by Google and other search engines to track what's going on. So if somebody is abusing it, they're quickly going to understand that. So what we have here with the buffer doc. Now,
Yeah, go ahead. So basically, if you're looking at my screen here, John, a footprint would be, like if 100 different people commented on your YouTube video, that's 100 footprints. In other words, Google sees all of that, right? So if you're doing a lot of that, and like a lot of what you might hear is, and Gene has referred to this before, GSA links, other types of programs that are sending out spammy links all the time, or a lot of links, then Google sees that, and then they consider that a negative. So what you're seeing here, Gene, we're hearing you type.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Okay. So what we're sharing with you here, guys, is that all of this power is, instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links going to your money site, each of these links is going to each other, and then all of that juice is going to the one buffer doc or a Google document, and then listen to this, one single link is going to your money site. But, as Patrick said, it carries the link juice funnel. Juice from this goes to here. The 2 go to the 3. The 3 go to the 2. The 4 go to the 1. And the 5 go up to the buffer doc. Does that make sense for you guys that are questioning, what the footprint is? So in this case, the footprint is one document, just one document carrying all the juice of all of these documents, 10 documents here, going to the one document, which is sending all of that power. I think I have an example. It's kind of a sad one, but it kind of gives you this example of what I mean. A friend of mine had cancer. She had chemotherapy. And in order for the chemotherapy to go through your body, you have to have an enzyme. So at the end of the chemotherapy, the enzyme breaks the chemotherapy down. So the next day that you go into the chemo, you have a new dose of chemo because the last dose of chemo was gone. Everybody understand that, right? You understand that. So what happens if you don't have that enzyme? Well, the second day that you get chemo, you've got the first day of chemo and the second day of chemo in your body. Okay? Which is a bad thing. The third day, you've got 3 days. The fourth day, you've got 4 days. After 10 days of chemo, how many days of chemo are in your body if it doesn't break it down? 10. That's enough power to kill you, correct? Now let's reverse that situation and make it for good. What we're talking about here is the same effect. You've got 10 days of chemotherapy in your body, but what you're doing is you're transferring all of that to this single document, and that single document is pushing all of that good stuff now, because it's not bad chemo, it's good chemo, and it's pushing all of that power into your money site. Is that visually helping everybody understand how powerful these documents and these stackers are, and these cloud stackers, and the way that we put this together? Okay, so now one other thing that's kind of interesting, and you'll see this image up here, it says you can do this in 24 languages. I'm going to show you this in a second, but think of this for an example. What happens if you take those 5 documents and you create those in 24 languages? Anybody tell me how many documents we have? 5 times 24 is 110, right? So now if you have all these documents created in different languages, Google looks at it, as different documents, but they're all going to be coming through that buffer site. Now, here's the really cool part about the buffer site. Is there really a difference having document? Yes, there is, totally. It makes all the difference in the world, okay? Because it's more juice going to the one document. How many of you guys in here have ever had a client that told you they don't need you anymore because you did a good job, they're making enough money, so they don't need your services anymore? Does that ever happen to anybody in here? Yeah, Lonnie says yes. Jim says yes. Mary says yes. It does happen.
And pay attention to this, folks. This is one of the coolest things.
And we're going to have to get another picture, Gene. Okay, but listen to this, guys. How many of you ever watched a Popeye cartoon? Anybody ever seen Popeye? And if I hear anybody that say no, I will know exactly how old you are. Okay, so here's a scenario. Popeye is rescuing Olive Oyl because she's tied to the railroad tracks. Anybody ever seen that? Yes? Got it? Got the visual? And the train is coming, right? And the train is coming, and Popeye's, trying to get her off the tracks. And just before the train runs over Olive Oyl, he reaches over to the right, and in his case, he's strong enough, he just moves the track to the right so that when the train comes, that train veers off to the right. It doesn't run over Olive Oyl, and he saves the day. Does everybody have that picture in their brain? Yes. Okay. This buffer document right here is Popeye. Listen to this. Okay. This is Popeye. And the reason that I say that is because how many links, you've listened to what we've said, how many links are going out of this buffer document to your money site? Everybody give me how many links? Take a guess. Lonnie's got it. Scott's got it. Okay. Some of you, yep. Garrett's got it. Tito's got it. Okay, look. There's only, how many arrows are coming out of this document, guys? I'm going to give you another chance to answer this. How many arrows? Beautiful. Okay. So what we're saying is that there's only one arrow coming to that money site. Right? So listen, and Jean, she's got it right. If that guy decides not to pay you anymore, what can you do with this arrow? Change the link in your buffer doc to the next client. Alan's got it. Divert it to another site. So all that work that was done for the client who no longer wants to pay you, You don't get upset. You don't care you just put 6 months of worth into it. You just say, thank you very much, sir, because the plumber down the street is now going to get all of the work that we put in to build for you. We're just going to transfer it over to them. So we're actually happy. If you want to quit, we don't care. You're not going to hurt our feelings. We're just going to double the price and give it to your plumber across the street. Does that make sense to everybody? Can you see how powerful this is? This is you, and you can do this on your own. Trust me when I say this. I want everybody to understand, and Sid said this at the very beginning, and so did Gene. If you never buy a single thing from us, that's okay. I want you guys to understand that we want to teach you something that you can do. You can walk away today. You can go build a Google document, i.e. buffer page. You can stuff all of the juice into that buffer page, and you can direct that buffer page to any property that you want to rank. Are you guys clear with that concept? I really want you to understand this because it's very powerful no matter what you do. I could hang up right now today. We would be done. Could you take this idea and concept and utilize it in your business today?
Okay, got a question here, Patrick. I mean, I could be doing a happy dance right now because I could have used this last year. Kathleen wants to know, but don't those docs and those PDFs have the client's name in them?
Do these documents have the client's name?
Yeah, the ones under the buffer doc. If all you have to do is move that arrow, what happens to all the links and stuff down here?
All the juice that we build is going to go to the new site. Now, definitely, if it were me, I would go back and edit these and change the NAP for those businesses, name, address, and phone number. But the content for a plumber is still the content for the plumber. The links and the juice that we're building is still the links and the juice. But Kathleen is correct. Okay, I'm giving you the simple step here of the power. But there is due diligence on your part, and Kathleen is exactly right.
But you haven't come to this yet. There is a way that we're going to show you how you could go find every link with a push of a button and edit it right from there. Yes.
Right?
Yes. Okay.
All right. So I know I spent a lot of time on this, but the reality of it is, and Sue has been working with us and Terry's been working with us. If Sue wants to pop on here real quick and just kind of share her experience of how perfect this is, because she's your friend, not mine, Gene, and I don't care. I love her to death. But listen, I just want everybody to know we're here to teach you, but we can make it easy. Does that make sense? You ready, Gene? Can we move on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Kathleen, I don't understand your question.
Where do we get all of this written? I
don't know what she means.
You mean the content?
Oh, Kathleen, if you're talking about content, hang on, darling. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, I'm going to answer that for you too.
So let me ask you this. Can anybody give me a reason why we would want to maybe take all those documents and translate them into other languages? Alan, it creates backlinks. Correct. Any other reason? And it creates, Jim is saying it creates unique backlinks because it is spun content to the extent that it's spun into a different language, right? So it's never going to be duplicate content, which it doesn't matter anyway with what we're doing. But can I ask you guys a question? Authority. Exactly, Drew. Bill, wow. Is there anybody in here right now who speaks a different language? Anybody? Anybody speak a different language? I don't care what, just say yes you do or no you don't. Just say yes. Anybody speak a different language? Yes. Kathleen, barely. Okay. So let me ask you a really relevant question. Okay. Let's say you speak Spanish. do you think, and this is just a thinking process, because once again, I just want you guys to understand that you can take any document, go into Google Translate, translate it to any language, put it back on your Google documents. You can share that Google document. It can get crawled by Google. Google will see it. It may or may not get indexed. It doesn't matter because Google sees it. And could that help you penetrate a foreign speaking community right in the cities where you guys live? Give me a yes if that idea resonates with you. Okay? Perfect. So why do we convert all of our documents, all of our YouTube translations, all of our anchor text? Why do we do that? Simply for this reason. There's two reasons. And Sid, you know, when I shared this with him, I think he fell off his chair. I'm not sure, but it's very possible that he fell off his chair. The reason is, I know that we have Chinese restaurants. Sid, are you there? Okay. So the fact of the matter is, they search the internet in their own language. Does everybody understand that? The Spanish community, the true Spanish community, they search in their own language. Chinese, they search in their own language. Portuguese, they search in their own language. Okay? It is such low-hanging fruit. But when they get to the place where they're searching, it's in English. We're going to give them a place that they're going to search for in their own language. We're going to grab the opportunity to get low-hanging fruit. Does everybody kind of understand that? Give me a yes if you get it, because it's really important. Okay? So not only does this open up new opportunities for you to make money and new places for you to go, it also gives, what Alan was saying, awesome backlinks. And can anybody in here think of a better backlink that goes to your site than a Google backlink? There is never duplicate content, Diane, never. It's impossible because it's in a different language. The words are not going to be exactly the same. It doesn't exist, okay? So that's why I wanted to bring this up, and Gene was emphatic about not missing this point, okay? Is the money site still in English? Yes, sir. Scott, it is always in English. It is your money site. It's what they want, okay? Now, if they have a Spanish-speaking money site, then it's going to be their money site in a Spanish-speaking. But let me tell you something. Gene, I'm sorry I'm getting off onto a tangent, but I want people to learn something, okay? If you guys want to do a CPA offer, and that CPA offer is in Portuguese, what are you going to do? You're going to create the documents in Portuguese. You're going to send them to the CPA offer in Portuguese in their own language. Nothing is ever going to be in English. And who the hell else is doing that? Okay? So, just wanted to make that exactly, Alan, nobody. And that's for you. So for those of you who want me to move along faster, I will do that. But it's important that everybody on this call understands how important it is that why we're doing what we're doing, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go into what we do with the ranking factory. And so, Gene, I got to try to get out of this screen somehow. I'm not sure how. Here we go. I got you. Okay. Now, I'm not going to take the time to go over this entirely because it would take hours. But I do want to show you what we have built, okay? And one of the reasons why some people ask, well, do my Gmail accounts ever get banned? Well, no, they don't. And the reason for that is because we use APIs. So when you're logging in through API, you're using Google services, so you're not spamming. And let's understand another idea and concept. The idea is this. Can anybody tell me who owns your Google Drive? Who owns your Google Drive? It's Google, but it is your property, right? It's your hard drive, right? So Google owns it, but it's your storage space. So it's your locker. So it's important to understand that. So when we set up our APIs, we're setting up our APIs for our short links, for our maps, for our translation keys, and for our Gmail accounts. And we have also now added a indexer for speed links. Okay, so we set that up. So we're using Google services to do all of this. Now I want you guys to understand, and I'm not going to go over these. Sue's going to show us one thing here, and then we're going to move on because we're getting a little lengthy in talking here. The document stacker. This is the module that I just kind of shared with you, where we create the documents and we create the links and we create the buffer document and we create all of our keywords. That's what we build in here. Sue's going to share with us in a second here calendars and how effective calendars are. Has anybody ever thought of using Google Calendars for SEO? Be honest. Google Calendars, SEO, ever?
Heck no.
Okay.
Until I met you.
Okay. This is a training point. You can go to your Google Calendars and you can set this up like we're going to show you. You don't need our software, and you can set up Google Calendars to create awesome backlinks to your site. Awesome. And this is part of what you get with Ranking Factory. Google Slides. Google Slides is the same as PowerPoint, except what? Your Google Slides is sitting on your hard drive, or on the Google hard drive. Your PowerPoint is sitting on your hard drive. Remember what we said. Your hard drive never gets crawled. Your Google Drive always gets crawled every 5 minutes, right? Remember, put all of your stuff that you want Google to see on your Google hard drive. Am I beating this to death, or do you get it? Okay. You never knew Google Calendars existed. Arlene, this is awesome. Just for that simple point that you understand that, I'm excited. All right, where do you guys store your images? Okay, where do you store your images? Well, now you can store all your images on your Google Drive.
Mine have always been in my Dropbox.
Correct. Put them on your Google Drive. Okay. And the reason you want them on your Google Drive is if you metadated your image, Google crawls your drive every 5 minutes. That data is available to Google for what you're trying to accomplish. Okay. How many of you know how to do an HTML, and how many of you don't know how to do HTML? Yes or no?
Heck to the no.
No. Yes, a little. No. Okay, great. Okay. So what we've done is we've created an environment. You do not know how to do HTML to create an HTML file. All you have to do is fill in some boxes. I'll show you. I shouldn't do this because it's going to get a little bit complicated, but literally all you have to do is fill in the boxes, your titles, your content, okay, your web page title, and a few other things, and we will build your HTML files directly for you in here. And if you have any questions about that later after we get to the end, Terry and Sue can answer those. But here's the beautiful part. Once you create this document, you see this little thing called save and load up here. Every module we have, when you save this, the next time you come, you don't have to do it again. You just load it up and you make your differential or anything different you want in your document, and you do it again, 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 and you do it again. It's so flippin' easy. Once you set this up, it's crazy, right? Okay, how many of you know what a Google site is? Yes or no?
I do.
Okay. Yes. No. 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 No, it is not Google My Business. It's a Google site. Awesome. Another training point. If everybody goes into your Gmail account, I'm going to do this, Gene. I'm sorry. I have to. I can't stand it.
Okay. All right.
So if you go here, right? Let me just move my stuff away. You go into your drive. Watch this, guys. Okay. Once you're in your drive, you go to new. Okay. I'm doing this live for you. So and my computer's a little slow, so I apologize. But if you go into new, you're going to be able to pick, come on, computer, you can do it. Go to new, go to new. Okay, you see this more button down here? More, I'm going to click on more. Google Forms, you can use Google Forms for SEO. Google Drawings is an insane thing for SEO. Google My Maps, we're going to be building a maps program. But look at this, Google Sites. This is where you can come and build no domain, no hosting, no buying your domain name, but you can come here and build your Google Sites. Well, you don't have to build them here because why? We've already done that for you. Here it is. You can see it right here. Boom, go do it. There's a lot of training on YouTube on how to build a Google site. It's a pain in the ass. However, we've done it for you right here in your Google Site Builder, okay? I'm not trying to overcomplicate things. I'm just trying to share with you what we built into this system over the last year and a half. I don't want you to get confused. I don't want you to get complicated. I'm just saying these are individual pieces that we can use to build out your SEO, to get your ranking, to get your first page Google, to get your GMBs listed. These are all the tools that we have available. Now, Gene, why don't you talk about this right here? Remember you talked about it earlier? I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
The link grabber.
Oh, yeah. That's, I have a slide in there. It's called Fairy Dust. I don't know whether it's going to show up or not because we were throwing slides together at the last minute. But this is a link grabber. Like, okay, I want to see where all the links are. I've done all these thousands of links, and they're all in my document stacker. I want to find all the ones on a certain client or a certain topic. So where are they all? I don't want to have to go look for them. Well, I can go to Link Grabber. I can find them with one click. So exciting.
And it would take you hours to go into your Google Drive and find all these. Sid, I think you're unmuted. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm unmuted. I'm just ordering steak and shakes. I didn't want to be loud about that, but I've just got a lot of good stuff to add to this when y'all are ready.
Go ahead. You're
live. Well, give me a minute. I'm going through a drive-through. Give me just a minute, and I'll come back in. But Gene, you remember me and Brian and I had a product where we talked about doing other languages. You know what I mean? So it's strong as death, right?
Yeah, I remember when we made that product at our beach house down here.
That's right, and that's exactly. And he was right. I did. I fell right out of my chair when he told me that because I was like, oh my gosh. Do you remember what we charged for that product?
$397, I think.
Okay. See, all right. Well, so that's included and automated. I just wanted to point that out. I think
and that was in 2015. So we had the vision back then. We just didn't have this, or we probably couldn't have sold any.
So if you guys want, we'll show you how powerful this is in a minute after we get to we're answering questions that people can leave that want to leave. You know, I understand that we have to, be cognizant of time, and we still have to get to the content factory. So the other part of this is how many of you guys are familiar with Blogger? And not only familiar, but how many use it? Yes, yes?
Yes, yes.
A no? Maybe in the past?
Like for a Web 2.0 property? Sure.
I used to? No? Okay. Now, once again, Blogger is a little tricky, but we have built into the system your ability to set up your bloggers, because guess what happens with bloggers? They get instantaneously indexed for whatever reason, okay? And so when you look at what we have and how we set these up in training, and Sue can address some of that in a second, okay?
Can I just jump in here for 2 seconds?
Please.
This just was introduced after, last week. What excited me about this is I do local.
This is Sue, by the way.
This is Sue. I do local, and we have a whole ton of little tiny burgs around this area. and one of the things is ranking a client not only for the main city, but for the surrounding cities. So I can take a document and create it and talk about what there is to do in Conway, South Carolina, and put links in there for the client. And then I can take that and put it on Blogger, but not only one client's site, I can send it out to my plumber, to my electrician, to my HVAC guy. And so it can blast out to like as many Blogger accounts as you want. And I just think that's the coolest thing.
Yeah, this is something that we, the latest one that we just added. Okay. So it's thank you, Sue. It's so, hey, Sue, while you're here, okay, I'm pretty much done with everything. Why don't we just quickly go over and show them a live example of calendar? I'm going to make you presenter.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I think I can do that. I've done this once or twice. So I can turn you over and make you presenter. Guys, I just want to show you how powerful, just the simple calendars can be. And I think this is going to blow you away. Diane, yes. Yes to link juice. Blogger is awesome link juice.
Yes, yes, it is. And this is a calendar. I think it took me all of 2 minutes to set this up. And you can see every day, every 30 minutes has an event. And each event has a different title to it. And when you open it up, it has the keyword and their phone number and a little article attached here for people to go in and talk about golf packages.
Is that a map pen?
Where? Right here?
No, down 2. Next to Myrtle Beach.
Right here. Yeah, right. Because we put the location in there, so it's tied to this location.
Wow. Wow.
And how did I get all these different titles? And I'll just throw this in real quick. This is a tool you get with the package, and it's just a link, a keyword tool that I just love. And I can take the keywords, add the cities, add their phone number, and create a whole list here. And I can just copy and paste that list into my calendar so that each slot on each day has a different title.
And we are giving everybody a copy of this who showed up for this webinar.
Okay, it's the coolest tool, this keyword tool. But building calendars was really easy. And I'll just say this particular client, I think I've been working on him for 2 weeks. It's extremely competitive keyword in this area, Myrtle Beach, golf packages.
My gosh, are you kidding me?
And he started his business in 1985. And when I started working with him a month ago, he was not found anywhere, nowhere on Google Maps, on organic, no place. I've started doing this 2 weeks ago, and he started to rank on Google Maps. Now, he's not in the 3-pack yet, but he's moving up. So it took me 2 weeks of just dabbling in this a little bit, building a calendar, throwing up some images, doing a couple of doc stacks, and that's all I did. And boom, he started ranking for like 6 different keywords.
Cool.
So,
hey, Sue, if you worked for him for 4 or 5 months and then he quit paying you and said, okay, that's good, I'm good, thank you.
I'll say thank you very much. Who's your competitor's name? Because they're going to get all this link juice.
Hey, Sue, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
What happens when this calendar ends in this month? Do these links expire?
No, they do not expire. They keep rotating. So I don't ever have to touch this again, ever. So.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's all public. People, it's out there for Google to crawl their little hearts out.
All righty, very cool.
All right.
All right. Let me get back to where I was, and that pretty much does it. One of the things that I do want to ask everybody is, have you heard? Do you know? Are you experiencing the indexing problem that we all have been experiencing over the last 3 months because of Google's changes? Give me a yes if you're kind of experiencing that, or no if you have no clue what I'm talking about. Please. Okay, no, no, no. Okay, yes. Okay, great. A lot of people are not understanding that Google changed their whole algorithm again and how sites get indexed. And so we have seen a lot of the processes that we were doing before to get sites indexed, they're not getting indexed as quickly. So I want to give you a theory here, okay? And here's the theory. When was the last change? It was about 3 months ago, Diane. Even because we have an indexer and we're working on it. But here's the theory. If Google crawls your Google Drive every 5 minutes, do you think Google knows what information is on your drive if you share it and if you make it public? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. If it's yes, and they know about it, and their algorithm knows about it, do you think that that URL for your Google document has to be indexed before they understand the value of the links that are on that document to help you index the sites that you want to get indexed? I know that's a little technical, but I want you guys to understand the thought process and the teaching. So you don't have to worry that your sites or your Google document or your PowerPoint document isn't indexed in Google, because it doesn't matter. It's crawled and they know it. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, good. Because it's important, because we get a lot of questions. Hey, we built this blah, 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 and it's not indexed. Well, it doesn't need to be indexed because Google knows about it anyway, okay? So, but what we've done is we have added as a bonus, okay, our indexer. So if you have speed links, okay, you can log into our indexer and you can use your speed links. But you see this button right here? Click that, use free allowance. For our members, we are providing everybody a free indexing allowance of 500 links per day. 500 links a day. Do you guys know how awesome that is? We're paying for it. We want you to be successful. We want you to get your sites indexed. You could use it for any site that you want, your customer sites, any sites, it doesn't matter. You can use it for your YouTube sites. Gene, you want to address that a little bit for everybody so that they understand how important that is?
What exactly, Patrick?
The indexing.
Oh, is this what we were talking about last night when we were discussing
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you guys a question. First of all, I'll tell you that Google looks at two major things now. They look at a trust factor of a site. They look at a citation factor. It used to be page rank. You saw PR used all the time, okay? And now it's trust factor and citation factor. Now, we're using some cloud accounts. Google Cloud is one of them, and it's a do follow link, meaning that the links follow the cloud over to its destination. That's, just trust me on that. That's really important. Now, Microsoft's Azure, which is another cloud, they have a trust factor of 79 and a citation factor of 75. Amazon is do follow and it has trust factor of 76, a citation factor of 60. The Google Cloud has a do follow, trust factor of 73, and citation factor of 71. These are huge factors. Now, this is what Gary was talking to me about last night. You could buy an expired domain with factors this high if you could find one, and you can't. But if you did happen to run across one, it would cost you tens of thousands of dollars. So that would really be worth it if you could find one. But guess what? We're showing you how and giving you the tools to accomplish the same thing as buying a $10,000 expired domain without the domain. And we just magnify it with all these stacking possibilities, and it's all free. You don't have to go buy an expired domain and worry about paying thousands of dollars, because the trust factor and the citation factor is so high with what we're teaching you to do that you'll never need to worry about it again.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm gonna move into the next section here, but one quick question, okay? Is this something that if you have no local marketing experience or no SEO experience that you can do as a complete newbie? Okay, the answer is absolutely not. You cannot do this as a newbie by yourself. You can do this as a new person who knows nothing about what I'm talking about with the Ranking Factory and with the support group that we have and with the training that we have, because we will set this entire thing up for you from the very beginning. You know, if you order this today, we will do the done for you setup. We'll do the done for you campaign.
Ding, ding, that's me.
Okay, it'll take us a couple weeks to do it, but we're going to do it for you, and we're going to teach you. And I know that this is probably very, very, very cliche-ish, if that's the word. Okay, but let me ask you a question, and you don't know what I'm going to ask you. Okay, this isn't rehearsed.
Yes, I did just get a milkshake too. I'm sorry.
Okay, well then you didn't order me one, but here's my question, and this is no bullshit, right? If you had the knowledge, and if you had the people to help you, and if you had the overall group of people that wanted you to be successful and gave you the tools to save you time when you first started your journey within this industry, what difference would your life look like today than it does today?
Night and day. Night and day. Because you don't know who to follow or who to listen to. You don't know who to trust. You know what I mean? And sometimes it gets like so technical that I glaze over. Like I don't even understand what people are saying. You know what I mean? So the trust factor is everything. Everything. It's 100%.
Exactly. And, you know, I just have to share this with everybody. Gene, I know, and Sid, I apologize.
Don't apologize, man. I know this is going a little long, but, man, that's the training we're providing today. So sit back and enjoy.
I want to show people something. This is live. This is live, okay? And I'm probably pretty stupid to do this, but can everybody see my screen? Give me a yes. Terry, don't worry about being lost, man, or sweetie. We'll take care of it, okay? You just have to understand the concept.
Is it Terry Palma?
Okay, but look at my screen. You see this up here? We have 582 people in our Skype group. This is our support group, everybody. And I want you to look at this. And I don't even know what the heck's going to. There could be a problem we're having today. Okay. Okay, cool. Good to know. Somebody's helping. Somebody's got a question. These are all from yesterday. Just look at the data that comes through here that we're helping people. If you have a problem, we're going to be here to help. It's not just send a support ticket in. People that are giving us ideas, giving you ideas. You know,
you get an answer before you forget the question you asked.
Right. Exactly. You know, does YouTube video embeds, does it bring in transcriptions tab, blah, blah, blah. If I would have had this at the beginning, I don't care if I knew anything. I would be on a boat, on a yacht, someplace. I would not be sitting here talking to everybody in here. You know, this is David Stevens. He just put this, he put a whole, look at this, guys. I didn't know this was here. He put a whole recipe in here of how to do something that he did that's making him a lot of money by getting ripoff reports off the first page of Google. This is priceless. Anyway, I just needed to share this live look at this over here. I don't even know what it says, but it says appreciated from this
Can
guy.
I get a copy of that recipe?
Yes, it's right in here, my friend. You've got it all. Okay. So, Gene, let's move on to the next section.
Okay, I need to say too that this group has 582 participants. We've also set up a, there it goes, right there.
Did I go by it?
Yeah, you did. It's a new room for people who are coming in new, and what we've asked, it's got about 53 or 4 members in it right now, but what I saw, there it is. Yeah, 55. Okay, 25 of these people are Olympic athletes who have volunteered to come over here and help people on a newbie level. So if you don't want to be thrown into the big group, because it'll make your eyes glaze over sometimes, and that was me. Look, Sue's there. There are people, Terry Power, oh my gosh, Terry is like Superman with this stuff. And these people are paying it forward, and they've come over here and they stand ready 24 hours a day. I stay up half the night. It's just my schedule. And I'm still up when some people are getting up. But there's somebody going on all the time, 24/7, to cover people in every part of the world. And this is just for the people who want to start here. So we've got you covered for support. We got you covered. And Patrick, if we don't do Content Factory, I'm going to shoot you.
Boom. How about that?
How about it?
Before we start Content Factory, there's a couple people that are going to have to leave that would like a link if we could privately do that.
Yeah, I'll do it. And who asked, where do we get all the Liam, for the docs? We're getting to it right now. So, Gary, do you have the link?
I do not.
Okay, I'll get it to you, and we'll start putting it in the private chat here. But it deserves some explanation because there's a lot of bonuses. There's some coupons that are available, like right now. So I'll go find it, and Patrick, take it away on content. Folks, don't fall asleep now. This is cool.
Okay, so I'm going to ask one simple question, and then we're going to move forward. How many people have trouble getting content for their images, content for their sites, content for their blogs, content for anything that they want to write? Let me know if you guys have problems getting that. Do you hire writers? Do you go outside and steal people's stuff and spend hours trying to redo it? Okay. Well, Gary and I built the solution to the problem. And that is this. We have built a Content Factory. And what we're doing, and Jean uses this all the time, and she's actually not using as many writers as possible, but this is the second part of what we're offering as a combination between the Ranking Factory and the Content Factory, because everything in the Ranking Factory requires what? Content. Okay. So I'm going to briefly go with this. if you guys can everybody just tell me, are you okay by giving me 10, 15 minutes? You okay with that? Can you give me 10, 15 minutes just to go over this with you? Because it's extremely important. Okay, good. Everybody said yes. And if he said no, thank you very much. Ask Gene for the link, and we'll go from there. But we're going to have a private training on this afterwards, but I want to share with you something really quick. So the way that we do this is our dashboard. Under options, you can put proxies in here if you want. Sometimes you need proxies, sometimes you don't. So you should have proxies. If you don't have them, we can get them for you. This is our geo-targeted tags. I usually don't use them for a simple reason, is because I want as much content as I can. We've actually built in spinners for you here. So like in the Spin Rewriter, you can actually go into the advanced options and create whatever kind of spin you want for your content, whether it's extremely high, super tight content, or low, spammy content if you want to throw them on GSAs or Money Robots or whatever, the other type of products that you might be using. I don't think you need those anymore, but it's okay if you are. So we built this in for you already, so it's already done. All right. If you have Word AI, the Best Spinner, or the X Spinner, you can use them as well. But here's the really cool part about this. This section down here is anchor text. All right. I'm not monitoring the questions, so I can't see your results. But if you're aware, it is relatively known that we want to have good anchor text external links to authority sites. So, let's just say that you're talking about, fishing. Well, one thing that you might want to do is go to Wikipedia and look up fishing. You might want to go to the fishery or the hatchery and find really great authority links to products that are associated with you. What you do is you bring those in here, you add all of your keywords that you want to link out to, and then when we build your article, we're going to build your article already with randomized links externally to those sites to give you more, I don't know if it's Google juice, it's not juice, but it's more authority in terms of the article that you're written because it looks more natural. Okay, the second thing is that we do, and that's this button right here. So you can go in here and add, 1, 2, 3, 4, as many sprinkle in your article as you want. The other cool thing that we do is we want your article to be as relevant as possible, right? So how many of you have YouTube channels? Or you have YouTube someplace? If you have a YouTube channel, you just put your YouTube channel in here. And if your keyword is roofers, R-O-O, I can't even spell now, roofer, okay? If you have roofer in your keyword of your video, we're going to bring your videos into your article, completely giving you relevancy to that article, okay? The third thing that we're going to do is if you have your images metadated, and we're going to share and teach you how to do that. If they're sitting on your Google Drive, you just bring in the drive link, and we're going to search the drive link for images that have the word roofer in it. And we're going to bring those into your content, okay? So with those things added, does everybody see how cool that can be for your content and how relevant your content can be? Give me a yes if you get it, because it's super cool. There's nothing out there that does what we built for you, because we want you to have the best content and the best experience, for all of your Ranking Factory properties. You could take these and spin them up and put them on your blog, and they can become blog posts. You do have to spend a little bit of time, and I'm going to show you these in a minute and some proof, okay? So let's just, Jeannie loves roofers. So, Jeannie, what's the keyword you want us to use? Roofers, roofing, what?
Put roof repair.
Roof repair, okay, roof repair. So if you guys are part of the Roofer Roundup and whatnot, and you want to get good content, you don't know where to get it, we can type in roof repair right here. And what we're going to do, no, I don't want to do that. That would be crazy. Cancel. I just about canceled everybody out, Gene. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to the bottom. Does everybody see this start link? We're going to go and look and see if we can find any articles. Now, what you're going to see working here is we're searching over here all the various places that we've programmed to find keywords. First off, we want to find keywords around roof repair, because once we find keywords, and you can also load your own keywords in here too, by the way. But in a very simple, environment, we just found, I don't know, a couple hundred keywords here that we can create articles for. So what I want to do is I just want to deselect all of these, and let's just pick a couple. How about roof repair cost? Roof repair specialist. How about?
Hey, go down to roof repair versus replacement. That's a good one.
Right here, okay?
Yeah. Don't do price. It varies from place to place.
Okay.
Don't do how to. We don't want them doing it themselves.
Okay, how about roof repair cost? No, you don't want to do that? Well, let's just do a couple other ones. Tape, tar, kit, right? Because they're all related to each other. So what we're going to do is we don't want to pick them all because it would actually take you like days to do this. So we're just going to pick those keywords. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go look for articles that are already ranked in the top 10, not articles, but websites. So we know the content is really good. And we're looking at Yahoo, we're looking at Yandex, we're looking at Google, we're looking at various other areas. So we're gonna try to go get data, and from that data, we're gonna create or try to create some articles for you. Okay. While I'm waiting here for this to happen, anybody have any questions? Not Kit. This is a do-it-yourself. So you can see here we're going to all these authority sites and trying to find content. So we really want to just kind of build 1 or 2 articles because that's all we really need from this. And then you're going to be able to see and you're going to be able to read this in just a second. Okay? Is that cool for everybody? How many of you guys out there have article builders? Okay. Anybody out there have article builders? No.
Yeah,
no.
mine's called my daughter.
Okay. Yeah. Never heard of them. Cool. Okay. So you guys ready? I want you to see this content machine. Chris, yes. I'm not going to say anything about that, but I want you to take a look and see what you're going to get here. Okay. And then let me know. So watch this, guys. Okay. We just got back 4 articles. Repair specialist, repair cost, and repair tar. Let's go here and look at repair specialist. Okay. So if we get over into our box here, Gene, what I want you to do for me is just read the first 3 sentences right here.
Okay. This review is a few weeks overdue. I was just reminded as I saw a segment about elder fraud on the news. My grandparents hired this company a few months back, and my grandpa, being the independent man that he is, didn't tell us and decided to call a few roofers out himself. Luckily, we got involved in time, as it seemed like the 2 companies that came out were crooks. He found one through telemarketing and the other one left him a door hanger. When I saw the estimates, it seemed fishy, as they were not roofing companies and didn't even have a license.
Has this ever happened to you? Right? In other words, these are real documented sentences that have been created on other sites that have been ranked in Google. Okay. So what we're doing is we're bringing these back under roof repair specialist. Now we come down here and we have roof repair costs. Then we come down here again for specialist, roof repair kit, roof repair tape. All of this information is perfectly associated with the topic that we're talking about, and it's perfectly written. In many cases, it will pass Copyscape, but here's the point. 95% of the research that you would have to go out and do is done. All you have to do is come in here and edit this and put your information here.
And remember, this is not going on your money site.
Correct.
You could take it and, really edit it and fix it and put it on your money site. But remember, we're not making this content necessarily for the money site. We're making it for the doc stacks. So it doesn't have to be perfectly aligned with your money site.
But it is perfectly relevant. And here's the point, Gene, and you've told me this before. And Sid, I think this is one of the things you and I talked about with the new changes in Google. Yeah. It's not the amount of content, it's the relevancy of the content.
Yeah, this is the friends of friends that you're adding in.
What's that?
It's like the friends of friends, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's making the initial links even more powerful and more legit to make ultimately your money site legit.
Exactly, and it's totally relevant to the content on your money site. Okay, and this is editable, and this is also comes in HTML. So once again, if you guys don't know anything about HTML, you go in and edit this site and put your stuff in here, and you make it relevant to you. You create the HTML, you copy the HTML, and now you go into Ranking Factory and now you have all of the data that you need for ranking factories. That makes sense? Now, also remember, when this is created, it's going to have your images, it's going to have your external links, and it's going to have your YouTube videos embedded in this article. Okay? Is everybody with me on that so far? I'm not a big believer in content curators. That's because I think people ought to write their own. Scott, that's fine. If you use this as a basis for the research to write your own, then you are writing your own. Okay? And Scott, I think Jeannie is an excellent writer as well. And her daughter is even a better writer than she is, and they love this process. Don't you, Jean?
Yes, I was just answering him. You're almost quoting me word for word. I typically am not a big believer in this too, but it's a good place to start, and I don't have to pay somebody to do a bunch of research. And if it really bugs me that everything's not just perfect, I go in and edit it, you know, or have her do it. It's no big deal.
Okay. So
and for some reason, my answer, I don't know if it posted to Scott, but Scott, I was saying the exact same thing. Oh, send privately. I have to hit. Okay, I did that now. Now you see my answer. Okay.
Okay. So.
And the important thing is here, it's not word salad.
Right.
I have paid for articles before, and I got it back, and it was word salad, I call it. This is, you don't see word salad here. You see things that maybe need to be tweaked a little bit, you know, add your own company name, blah, blah, blah. But at least you don't have to start from scratch with all this research. Exactly. I love this. I love this.
So once we're over here, I just want to share with you guys the last thing, and it'll make sense to you, okay? And that is once we get over into where we actually save the content, for this, then we're going to be able to bring up the content, and you're going to be able to use the content directly that you've created in here and put that in all of your ranking factory and your articles, your YouTubes, everything, okay? And you're going to be able to see how this is going to be relevant and works itself together.
You could even stick this on an Excel or a Google Sheet spreadsheet, couldn't you?
Exactly.
Yep.
Here's another one, repair costs, right? So if we go into this article right here, we're going to be able to bring up more data and different articles about everything that we're doing. So does anybody have any questions? Because I know we're getting late, but we are going to have a complete training on this for everybody, and we're going to go into great detail in terms of this. And Stacking Genius isn't even remotely close to this, Chris. Stacking Genius is a U-Bot platform. They don't have the modules that we have. They don't have the integration that we have. The last thing that I wanted to tell everybody here before I let you go, and Gene, you might want to get the buy links ready for everybody, and then we can go over and explain that, is right here, the next module that we're adding in the next week is the GMB module, okay? And that is going to do all of your GMB posting so that with all of the other modules that we're going to work together to create a formula, you're going to be able to get your GMBs ranked in the 3-pack. Now, you can never blatantly say that, but Sue, you've seen enough evidence of our members coming in and saying, you know, hey, I did this and this and this, and I'm in the 3-pack. I want one last thing before I go into out of the GMBs. One of the ways that new people and even our experienced people can make money, and I don't know if Terry's still here. Has a situation dealing with his mom, but we've had people that have done this. They've gone into the maps pack. They've gone down to number 5, number 7, number 11, taken a person who's not in the maps pack, never told them a single thing, and evidence of this and proof of this, got them ranked from number 11 into the maps pack, called them up and said, please check your rankings and you're in the maps pack. do you want to continue to stay there or not? And it turned into $1,000 a month contract. So if you're worried about selling, if you're worried about contacting people, the really cool thing about this, you can do all of this anonymously, get somebody ranked, then call them and tell them if they want it. And if they say no, you can transfer that juice to the next person. Isn't that cool? I mean, literally, you don't have to know what you're doing.
Or do it with a lead gen site.
What's that?
We do it with lead gen sites.
Exactly. You can do that as well, right, Sue?
Yep.
So that's the next module that we're building for you. Now, I just want everybody to understand that there are people out there selling right now Google Sites for anywhere from 75 to 150 bucks a month. There are people that are selling the GMBs right here anywhere from $30 to $50 a month. You know, there are people that are selling HTML creators, you know, that are up in the $50 a month. So each one of these items is on its own very, very valuable and very saleable. The next thing that we're going to be adding, there's 3 pieces that you guys need to know, and then we're going to stop, okay? The GMB module is going to be killer. We've already proven it. The next module that we're building is an image metadata product, okay? So it's going to help you get all of your images fully optimized so that when you put them over into the drive, it's easy for Google to know what that image is about and what that, there's so many tricks that we're going to teach you about that. It's insane. The last big module over here that we're going to create is maps, okay? How many people have seen advertisements for Google Maps programs that they're selling? Anybody seen any lately? Maps programs, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Can you guys throw in some ideas on how much people are charging for their Maps programs? Any idea that you've seen? 500, 1,000. I've seen one for 1,900, 997. These are all legitimate prices that people are charging, as well as monthly fees to go along with it. Okay, I want you guys to know. Yeah, Michael says he's seen one for 997, and I've seen them for higher than that. But I want you to know that the Maps program that we're going to be building here is not going to cost you a penny. It's part of what you buy. Anything that we ever add to this process of suite will never, ever, 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 ever cost you another penny. Okay? Need a spinner? David, you want to get Spin Rewriter, and I'll share a link with you to get that. So it's important for you guys to realize, and I want to ask you one last question. How many times have you all been out there and bought a program, spent hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, and then 6 months later they come out with version 2 and they want you to buy it over again? Has that ever happened to you guys? Ever? Yep. Yes. Too many times. Okay? This is my promise to you. Okay? We have people, Dan Kennedy does it all the time. We've got people within the Ranking Factory right now that started with us a year and a half ago that are paying us less than, I want you to listen to this, less than $250 a year. They're still paying that to us, and they will never stop paying that. We do not raise our prices once you're in here, and we continually add value after value after value after value, okay? And Sid, that's one of the things that you had mentioned to me before when I shared this with you, is like, you kind of thought we were crazy.
Yeah.
We don't do it.
Yeah, you'll see. Let's show them what all they get, because yeah, it's a lot.
Okay. So you get all this, you get the Content Factory, and then Jeannie, give me the link so I can put it up. Is there any questions before I move over to man? I'm getting. We're 10 minutes over our 90 minutes, so I apologize. We wanted to try to stop on time.
Hey, I got an extremely valuable question that I would like to hear. So if I absolutely just am not going to get or understand or 1,000% want to do this, I want to be out kissing babies and selling, can I pay you to do it for me?
Yes, we have a done for you system that we can work depending upon the project. And yes, you can pay us to do it, and we'll do it for you. And then you can sell it for whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
And to get familiar with it, is the first program campaign that I do, is that from what I understand, you're going to include that for free? That
is correct. And we're charging anywhere from
so the first one.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Sid. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the first one, I can understand everything and kind of get settled in to where I can sell it even better after that. And then after that, I can just pay you the price and you can handle it for me. So really, I don't have to understand any of it.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. So I'm in.
Okay. Jeannie, do not click the button here, but I need to go get the link and I'll be right back. Okay. So anybody have any questions while I'm getting the link and go over that with everybody?
Gene, the link's in Skype. All the links in Skype.
I know. I got to go get them.
Patrick?
Yes, ma'am.
I put the link in your private chat here.
Okay, cool.
And Gary's, and I sent it to the audience.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay. Oh, geez. Hold on. We all have dogs. Jeannie, go ahead and share the link on your screen. You're the presenter.
The dog wants the link too.
Is my screen showing? My really messed up screen here? Let's see here.
Yes, it is.
Uh-oh, I need somebody to come clean up my hard drive or my desktop. Okay, here it is.
Fences. No, download Fences. That's all you need.
Download what?
Fences. I use Fences. You click it twice and they all go into the folders. You'll never look like that again. It's $9.
Great. Okay.
Easy. Cool.
Come over here and show me. Okay. Here is Ranking Factory and Content Factory. Now, I think the best option, and we really hassled over this, because if you bought them separately, they're more expensive. But the combo for Ranking Factory and the Content Factory and for life, so there's never a monthly recurring and then you get everything we ever do in the future. Also, Sid, if you can, go answer Patty. She wants to know what you just said for a desktop cleanup. Anyway, it would normally be $17.47, but in the next almost 2 days here, there's going to be a coupon, and you just put JS, meaning Gene Sid, JS 300. It's going to take $300 off of that. And you get 2 licenses because these are licensed per machine. So like I've got one on my laptop so that I can use it here at the house and I can have it with me when I travel. And then I have also given this to one of my assistants for them to use. Okay. And we're going to include a free done for you setup. What that means is that opening screen you saw Patrick showing with the APIs and setting up your cloud accounts. We're going to do that for you. And we're also going to run your first campaign for you. And those campaigns are $297. Now, I ran a couple of these campaigns before I really, jumped in with 2 feet, and I paid $297 a piece. I ran them for 2 roofers, and so I paid $297 twice, and I got the campaigns done. That's because I didn't have time. I was traveling. I was doing this. I was doing that. I was busy. So you can do that, but we're going to include one of them for you. So there's the button for that. Now the other option is just the Ranking Factory. If you have no interest in the content, if you're like Scott and you want to do it all yourself, the lifetime on that is $997 with 2 licenses. However, there's a $200 off coupon, JS200. Now we're going to do the free done for you setup on that. We're just not going to run the campaign on that one. So you could buy campaigns if you wanted to. And at the bottom of this page, you're going to see all kinds of testimonials from all these people. Oh, this guy is interesting. This DOS guy. Oh my gosh. He lives like in the woods, like he's building his own cabin. He's like a biker dude, and he's really different. And he is a guru with SEO. I mean, I could not believe this guy. But he's jumped on to help me so many times late at night. He had to go put his tools up one day and go help me, and he did. We have an interesting group of people here. We have people in London. Tony, one of our guys in London, he's totally blind, and he does
100%
it.
blind since 1995.
Yeah, he's 100% blind. I met him in Barcelona when I was speaking at Chris Winter's Mastermind, and you know, it took me like to the second day, and before I realized he was blind. He just gets around so well, but he uses a Braille keyboard, Braille translator, and he's so active in here, and he has a jam up business. And you know, he's an encouragement to me, an inspiration, I should say, because if somebody is totally blind and they can do this, what excuse do I have? So if he's listening, Tony, I love you, dude. So there you go.
One thing that we have to share with everybody, because we are doing all of these for those that want to take advantage of that.
Yep.
You have to give us a little patience and grace, because we're going to be doing these all by hand. We do have to collect data from everybody so that we can have the proper stuff for them. So
you mean like their Gmail address and yeah, just
you still have your tooth.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to you know, when he says data, you're not gonna have to give us content. We're gonna.
Do you know how to make slime?
Hey guys, I just got my grandson here, so I have to apologize.
Oh, that's so cute. I wish I miss mine. Mine went home.
You did. So hey, Jake, do me a favor. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that you're real.
I'm not real.
Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. I know.
Okay.
All right. Cool. See you, buddy.
So
I'll tell you about the next time.
So you all know by now we love dogs and kids, right?
Okay.
So that just want to make sure everybody knew that, so that they're not going to come on. Okay, it's been 2 days. Where's my campaign? It takes us time to build these. But here's the really cool part, Jane. Okay, and that is, once we go through and build the entire campaign for everybody, do you guys remember that load and save button that I shared with you before?
Yeah.
Right? So once we build the campaign, we send you the files so that you can now load up your file.
You know you're on video, right?
Oh, that's fine. Sorry.
Just open your eyes and talk. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, he went away. Doggone it. Okay, we want to see Jake. Go ahead.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Say hi, Jake.
Hello.
All right, bye. Anyway, you get those done for you files, so that now you can just load them up and do them yourself, and that'll be a very good learning experience, because you'll know exactly how to do that, because the data is already built for you, right? So that's really cool to help you learn by getting that first campaign done for you. Just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that. Okay. Yeah. So, one of the other things I forgot to tell you. Do you guys remember at the very beginning that we talked about Gary and his ultimate video ranking course that was WSO of the day? We're going to give that to everybody as well.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Hey, I got a bonus too. I got a bonus I'd like to throw in.
Well, go right ahead. I'm
Everybody's cool with
liking this.
All right. So, how many of you have trouble getting salespeople or right? I'm going to share with you and show with you, and some stuff I've shared in my private masterminds I've had. I'm going to show you how to get a sales.
I got it.
Sid, I'm not hearing you, dude. You left. And by the way, I'm going to put the link to the free keyword tool that I promised you. I'm going to put that in the chat box here for the entire audience. So I don't know what Sid's bonus was, but it's probably good.
Jeannie, Patrick is asking a good question here. Is the done for you setup include content if we just get Ranking Factory only? I don't see that over there.
Okay, what now? What's the question?
They get a free setup, but we don't do the done for you campaign.
That's right. If they get Ranking Factory only with using the coupon, the $200 off coupon, we're going to do the free setup for you. We are not going to run a free campaign for that.
Right.
That comes with the lifetime combo. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Patrick, can you go find that keyword?
Yeah, I put it in the box already for everybody, Gene.
Oh, you did?
Yep,
okay.
I'll do it again.
Somebody asked me for it, and I don't see it.
All right, I'll get it right here.
Okay.
Keywordtranslationfactory.com. Okay, so we're going to be here for a couple more minutes. Everybody that needs to leave can leave. Let's just answer any questions. Anybody have any question whatsoever that I might have confused you about? Where do we get a replay? Arlene, probably in a couple hours, we'll have a replay. You should get an email that said that replay is available. So I would say in a couple hours. Just depends how long it's going to take GoToWebinar to create that for you. Explain buffer documents, okay? Gary?
Okay, wait a minute. I have Sid here on the speakerphone because he lost his connection. So let's see if he can tell us through my microphone. Go ahead, Sid.
Yeah, I just want to say, I know there's a lot of people that maybe aren't salesy or even have a sales team or could afford to hire a salesperson. So as a bonus, I'm going to share with you what I've done in the past and what I'm doing currently, where I'll show you how to get a sales force that's out selling for you to their already trusted clients, selling your services, and you don't pay them a dime. You don't have to pay them any salary, any upfront. You only pay them on the back end. In fact, next week, I'm going to be in West Tennessee meeting with 60 salespeople that will now be selling for me to their current clients, my services, right? And I want to share with everybody exactly how I've done it, how I'm going to do it even at a bigger scale next week, and I will share that with everybody that jumps in.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can repeat that. Did everybody hear that? Patrick, could you hear that?
I did hear it, yes.
Okay, so Sid is going to give us some free training to tell us how he's putting together a sales force that you do not have to pay in advance. You only pay them on the back end. And he is heading to his second home up in Tennessee, and he's going to be hiring 60 salespeople to go out and work this magic, and he's going to share it with you. And I'm sure he'll do that via webinar, and we will be contacting you with a link to come in for that training. Okay?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, Sid. Gotcha, buddy.
Thank you. See you later.
All right.
Yep.
Love you. Bye. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. This is the weirdest webinar I've ever done. Okay.
Hey, you know what? It's real.
I know. It's fine.
You know?
We've had.
I don't like the ones where it's so smooth that it could have been a robot that did it. At least everybody's real.
Right. Patty, you'll have to ask Sid. I didn't hear what he said either. But you know how to find him.
Okay. So Gary wants to Gary Simons Simmons would like an explanation of the buffer doc. So Gary, are you here with us still? Afron?
Yes, he's here.
Okay,
Answer
so
that
Gary, you want to go ahead and explain
privately
it
for
again?
you. Sure. A buffer doc is actually a Word doc that is on your Google Drive. Its purpose is solely to be the actual pointer to your actual target. Now, the benefit of it, as we kind of covered a little bit before, was it's a carrier or a go-between to carry all that juice to point it to your money site. The advantage is how many people here that are still here, have you ever lost a client or had an offer that expired or changed on you? Give me a one if you had a CPA offer or affiliate offer that kind of died, or they suspended it, or a CPA offer. Has anybody ever had that happen to them?
Yep, still do.
Okay. So with this buffer, the way that it's been designed is we've designed it to be using one of the tools in the software. You can edit that link on the fly, and it takes you 15 seconds, 20 seconds to change the target link in the buffer doc. So you could have tens of thousands of properties all pointing to the buffer doc. This is just a very small example. So we could change this out on the fly, and still all the properties we've built all still point back to this buffer doc, so we can change it on the fly. Does that make sense to you, Gary?
Yeah, he said so. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Right.
Gary. That's something that you could institute in your business right now, regardless of working with us. Take that knowledge and training and utilize that concept to protect yourself. But not only are you protecting yourself, but you're also jamming a lot of Google juice through that document that's going to explode or help to explode your site. Does that make sense?
Well, it also, one thing else it really does is it minimizes the footprint.
Yes, totally. How many stacks do you need to push a national site? Gary, I think that's the proverbial question that everybody asks. And the proverbial question or answer to that question is, I have no clue. Okay. And I'm not being a smart ass about it. The fact is, I don't. We have in the past pushed, and we have a current member pushing ripoff reports off the first page of Google. Now, that's a national site. That a relay switch, exactly correct. So,
Yeah, Patrick, maybe there's a good way to answer that for him.
Okay.
When we designed the software originally, it was actually, we built this for ripoff report. Our intention originally was to use this software only for ourselves. We were never going to sell this software. And for a long time, we kept that in mind when we built it. The original, yes.
Okay, so now people want to know, what did you say would clean up my desktop? Nobody heard you clearly.
I didn't say anything.
It's a plugin called Fences, and it's really cool.
I can't understand what you're saying.
F-E-N-C-E, Fences.
F as in Frank?
Like a fence.
Yeah, Gene, it's called fences, like fences you'd build around your yard.
It's called Fences. And I'll get a link if they send me a Facebook. I'll send them a link.
Is it a WordPress plugin?
No, I just downloaded it. It was like $9, and it puts them all into Fences. You click twice, and your whole desktop goes clean.
Well, where does this stuff go?
Into like subfolders.
Terry knows about it, Gene. He'll explain it.
Okay, so it's called Fences.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's really cool. It was never showed me when I became a marketer.
All right, let's see. Fences. desktop cleaner. Is it from Stardock Corporation? All right. Okay. Fences from Stardock. I'll put it in there. Okay.
All right, cool.
Thanks. I got to get back.
Yeah, man.
Bye. Okay, did everybody hear what I just said? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah, Fences by Stardock. There you go, Patty.
Okay.
And I'm going to go get it after. What's Gary laughing at?
Hey, Gene.
What? Yeah.
Do you have any questions that Terry might be able to answer for you right now while he's still here?
He could give us his personal experiences because he's an SEO guy from way back and he rocks it.
Terry, why don't you give everybody the what happened when you did that GMB and got that client? That was pretty cool.
Well, I think you already covered that, but
yeah, I could have been lying.
Well, there was a couple people that sent me private messages that said, "Hey, I want to hear from some people who have gotten into the 3-pack. I know you have."
Yeah, I'll be honest. First, I got myself into the 3-pack in a couple different places. But yeah, so I have a group of a few hundred people that I show them tactics for using this software, and so I did a case study for them. It was in April, Friday the 13th, and I told them I'm going to pick out a business that's not in the 3-pack, and I grabbed one from a financial advisor who was down at the 11th spot. He was an independent kind of, not one of the, a guy from one of the big companies or anything like that. And I told him what I was going to do. I proceeded to do it on camera, with screenshots and stuff so they could see what I was doing, and told them to, follow it along, check and see if it's the same, if he's moving up, if he's moving down. If he's moving down, of course, I could delete the stuff and never call the guy and never talk to him, and he wouldn't be none the wiser. But it started moving up. And then it hit the 3-pack, and a lot of my members were saying, "Hey, you're in the 2 spot. Oh, now you're in the 1 spot. Now you're in the 3. You're in the 2." I mean, because it's so proximity based, so different people were seeing slightly different results. But so then I called the guy up, and he said, and I talked to him for a little while. He said, unfortunately, actually, until June, he was in a contract with some company called Yext. I'm sure many of you have heard of them. And what Yext is doing for him is sending him a report every month, but not much else. So he told me once his contract was up with them, he would sign up with me. So now he's a client of mine. He'd been with them for more than 2 years and wasn't in the 3-pack. So that was disappointing to him, but he was glad to see that he was now. So he's been happy, and we're moving on some of the other Google categories to get them ranked for a few other things too.
So of the little private group that you have, which I am also a part of, it's like the price of a couple coffees a month. I mean, it's crazy cheap, but it's more of a specialized group. How many people in there are having real good success?
The vast majority. I've only had a couple that were having troubles, although like today, in fact, today I got a question from a fairly new member, and he said, "How many links do I have to put in to a particular module to get my client ranked?" And I wasn't being funny. Maybe I was. I answered him. I said, "How long is a piece of string?" if you don't tell us your keywords, don't tell us the competition, how many links they've got, we really can't answer that. But if he knows how, I told him, there's tools out there, and if he checks and sees how many links the top 3 on whatever keyword he was trying to rank for have, how many backlinks they'd have, he'd know a minimum that he should have for his properties. And of course, on page, you have to have your on page right also, but we talk about that in the group. But I'd say less than 10 I've talked to were just, floundering. And mostly it was because either they hadn't watched the training videos, or they were just stuck, inability to move forward because they weren't sure what to do next, instead of just jumping in and trying something, because you're putting stuff on your Google Drive, which means you can delete them if you want. So you don't have to worry about screwing up. You can just go delete it if you screwed it up. But like Sue showed us with that calendar, you can create 3 links in the calendar, make attachments to the calendar. And if you create 3 links in your calendar, every half hour, that's 48 times 3, okay, every day, 144 new links every day to whatever properties you've got them aimed to, virtually forever, or until Google's not around anymore. So,
hey, you mentioned something that triggered this thought. Sue had to jump off the webinar, but she sent me a private message here, and as you and Patrick and Gary are aware, Sue, being a certified trainer for over 30 years. Show that slide about the hands. I like that, Patrick. The black slide. No, not that one. Yeah. Anyway, she put together an awesome document of A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. So if you don't want to jump into a Skype group and ride the river, Sue said just now that I could give that away as a bonus. Yes.
That's cool. In fact, in my group, I ran a campaign all on screen, live, and in one of my webinars to show them all, and then gave them each a copy and the files to do the save and load so they can play with it themselves. Because like she told us earlier, different people learn different ways. Some people have to watch it being done. Other people need to do it themselves. Other people need to read about it. It just depends on your point of view. And while we can't all teach to everybody as well, it helps to have these different options for the different people to learn a different way.
And I'll get a list of buyers, and I will make sure that you each get a copy of Sue's document. It is priceless. Trust me. Yep. And here's our promise to you.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I made this slide. I want you to see it. To make sure every member gets every question answered. No one can know everything, but together we can cover almost every question. There's power in numbers. And you are signing up for a team. We're not going to hide behind a support email. We're right out there in plain sight, 24/7. That's our promise to you. I've never
between us, a lot of us are on Skype almost all the time. Somebody will answer your question.
Oh, I know. I was telling them earlier. I'm up half the night and it's still cooking when I finally go to bed at 3 a.m. But yeah, I've never been part of a group. I've never sold a product, even my own products. Always somebody else has been in charge of the support. It's either Brian or Mario or Sid or Nick and Tom with my roofing product. I've never had a group where there was so much participation and so much willingness to reach out and answer questions at any time of the day or night. It's just off the chart. So I can't say enough about that.
Jeannie, just to make sure that everybody's aware, I just put my personal phone number in the chat box.
Well, aren't you something?
That Skype group is the best Skype group I've ever been associated with, and that includes my own. But there are people there. The general philosophy of that Skype group is we're not competing with each other. There's plenty of business out there. We're out there to help each other, so we can all grow. And they live up to it every day. I mean, there's people out there that will answer whatever questions you have. There are people that will discuss and come up with new ways, new techniques, and stuff like that. I mean, it's a great
Yeah.
cauldron boiling with some great ideas coming out of it.
Somebody said they had trouble with the link. Tell me who's in and got past the link, okay? Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So we shouldn't be having any trouble with the link, but
Hey, Gene, sometimes try a different browser.
yeah, if you're having trouble with the link, try a different browser. I'm going to go over to my desktop, my laptop, which is sitting right here, and see if I'm able to.
And give us a PM, and if it is an issue, we'll fix it for you and get you in.
Yeah, hang on.
Hey, Gene, while you're doing that, in relationship to Terry's comment, we have a couple people in our group, Lisa being one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Who her clientele exists of $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month clients that pay her for SEO.
Yeah, I know.
And she's in our groups and always just spewing out awesome ways of helping people. And she just loves to give back, and she's a superstar. But Terry's a superstar. We've got other people that are doing it, and I think one of the things Terry said is nobody hides what they do because we're all sharing to help everybody else. And I've never seen it. I have to say this. The reason that you can't send necessarily a support ticket to us is we don't really have a support ticket system because it's all done in Skype. Everybody answers the questions for us.
Yeah, we don't need it. I just went into pretending like I was buying the lifetime, which I already did, but I'm putting in my coupon code. I'm saying I agree to the terms of service, and it takes me right over to my PayPal. And is saying, hey, you're the one we're sending money to. What are you trying to do? See, it even knows that I'm being ridiculous. Anyway, the link works. Yeah. So, yeah. As far as a guarantee, you want to talk about that? We didn't mention that because we don't lose people, but go ahead.
Well, guarantee we policy within 30 days, if but we're here to help you. So, if there's an issue, we've got teams that will help you be successful. There's no reason why you should, buy today and refund in a week. If you're having problems, like I said, we're here to help. We've got done for you. We're doing it for you. So literally, I don't know what you would refund. You're buying it. We're doing the setup. We're doing your first campaign for you. There's really nothing to refund. And if we get to the point where we are, and you've asked us to do that first campaign for you, then there is no refund because we put our time and effort and money into building the process for you.
Scott said, I forgot to put his email in as the delivery address. I wasn't going to really buy it again, Scott. Come on. Hey, yes, Portuguese is. Oh no, you can't have the link in Portuguese, Scott. But we got a real comedian here in the group. My goodness. I can't wait to interact with him. Let's see. So talk about ranking videos. Cal wants to know. This is Cal's first question that I've seen, so we don't want to let go unanswered. Somebody talk about ranking videos.
That's another whole half-hour discussion, but we have a system that we're sharing with everybody that is getting us in the new 3-pack of videos. Gary can share with you screenshots from before where we own all 10 spots on Google for YouTube videos. But this process works very, very, especially with Content Factory together, and the way that we do that with the training we're going to give you, it works very well in getting your videos ranked. So, Gene, can I go into some of the other things that we do to help?
Yeah. We've got half the people who
Okay.
started still on.
Okay.
So they must be on for a reason. If you have to leave, I'm
So
sorry, but stay if you can. Stay
Scott
if you
made
can.
a good point up here earlier, Scott, Corey. He made a good point. It's like, well, other people do this and other people do that, and you have all these other different things that help. I just want everybody to understand, we do not believe 100% that this is the only thing that you ever have to do, but we do believe 100% that this is mostly what you have to do, and other things can complement it. And I'll say this in this light. One of the processes that we are going to be launching next week is we have built a specific IFTTT network that is designed with Ranking Factory in mind and triggered by Ranking Factory, because those are social things that we know that we need. Ranking Factory doesn't do the social, and we put it out there for our members to test, and they're excited. Our pricing is stupid cheap. We just do things for our members. And if somebody has a great idea, they bring it to us. We will research it, and we'll actually build something, if it makes sense, around that to enhance what we're doing for them. So we have another process where we go out. If you want to buy a product, Gene, and you've done this already, and you think it's going to be helpful, you contact us. You let us go get a link. You let us buy the product, and if we can get a white label, we'll give it to you based on the terms, or we'll just give you back our 50% commission. So if you want to buy another shiny object, let me know. We'll get the link, and we'll just send you back the money less the PayPal fees.
And
So
I'll tell you that I'll tell you a shiny object I bought just to check it out.
Yeah.
You know what it is. It was a product that made it sound like it was a lot like this one. And I thought, oh, it can't be, And I bought, it has the word snap in it. I'll tell you that. And I bought it, and I had Gary go through it, and he sent me a Skype back. He said, this is the biggest pile of junk I've ever seen. He said, it's got junk sites and spammy links. And he said, are you kidding? There's somebody selling this? And so, I refunded that. If you bought that Snap thing, I'd refund it because it's just pure junk. But there have been many times when there have been good things, and these guys are serious. If there's any way that they can do a group buy for us and white label it, they'll do it. It's an unusual group, folks.
And that's kind of answering Scott's question, he's talking about Chris Munch and Press Cable. That's a really good service. I can't take anything away from it. But there just happens to be somebody in our group that uses a press release system that is tied directly to Ranking Factory and uses the Ranking Factory process within their press releases, and their results are off the chain. They're crazy results of what they're getting. And we're not selling that product, but it is a product of one of our members, and we endorse it. And the results that they're getting from our members are crazy. Terry has used them. Gene, is going to be using them. Lisa's used them. I mean, they're crazy results. And Sunday, we're actually going to have a webinar with Terry about how that is all taking place. You all are welcome.
Are you talking about the press release thing?
Yeah, with Madge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, Sue just bought one for him for one of her new clients. Yeah, it's better than Chris Munch's, I'll have to say.
Do not say that, Gene. That's not necessarily true. Chris has an awesome program.
He does, but this one, I like this one better.
You might say that you like it better, but we don't, want to necessarily.
No, I like Chris.
Yeah, I mean he's got a great product. There's no question. The difference is that with the one Madge is doing, he's integrating Ranking Factory with it. And so did the timer go off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, get ready, we'll go. So my time is up, everybody. The timer went off, and the 7-year-old just came in and told me, you're done.
Well, 7-year-olds rock. I've got one of those too.
Especially when I'm going to take him to the fair. So,
okay.
You guys handle it. Take care of it. I got to run. I appreciate everybody being here. You got my phone number. If you have any questions, call me. I can answer them. Just try not to call me in the next 2 hours because I got to take care of going to the fair. I know I'll be right there. Jake, stop it. And this is real life, guys. This isn't predetermined webinar, knowing exactly what we're going to do. So I hope you can appreciate that. And I thank you.
I thought we knew, but we did better than what I thought. So.
All right, darling. I have to run. I'm going to leave this run. It'll end when it ends. Everybody will get their replay, and I just appreciate it and thank everybody for being here with me. See ya.
Okay. Bye.
Take care, Patrick.
Well, who's got control of the screen? I do.
You can take control of the screen by going into the attendee. It's going into the staff. And I'm going to make, Gene, I'm going to make you the presenter, okay?
Okay, cool beans.
There you go, baby. You're it. See ya.
Okie dokie. Show my screen. Here we go. So Patrick is gone with the 7-year-old as soon as he hangs up and quits talking. As soon as he hang up. Okay. But Terry, no, is Terry here? No, Gary. Looks like Gary. Okay, so we got Terry and Gary. And we have a few dozen people still left on here. Are there any other questions that you want us to answer? We will do it. So I'm not wanting to drag this out because I got to take my dogs out too. But oh, thank you, Gene Pimentel, for showing up here. I haven't seen you in forever. I used to see him twice a year at a conference in Atlanta. And then they stopped having that conference, and we have to be online friends now. And David Oxford. I almost got to spend the day with David up in Connecticut when we were on our way to Nova Scotia last year. But something got in the way. Let's see here. Are you seeing any more questions? No, y'all just don't want to hang up. You just want to hear me keep talking. All right. Are you excited? Is everybody excited? Just say, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're not excited, you will be once you get in that Skype group.
I know it. Get ready to not sleep as much. Yeah, get ready to not sleep as much. Yes, Jimmy, there will be a replay. Somebody said, if this is a webinar that attracts Gene Pimentel, this tells me that this is a legitimate system. Thank you very much, Gene Pimentel, for giving me credibility. I thought I had enough of my own, but apparently not. Thanks, Janet. I appreciate that. We have good friends. Dave Johnston, you are so welcome. Dave is thanking me for putting this together. And let's see here.
You know, the one thing that we should mention, that there's at least 3 more modules coming that's planned. I probably shouldn't say this.
No, Patrick went over that already.
Yeah, he kind of touched down it a drizzle, but that GMB poster that's the next one is going to be insane for people. It really, for those of you that do local.
You mean the, you know, where you go on and do the posts?
Yes.
Yeah, the ones I'm paying people to do now. Yeah. That's one reason I'm up half the night, because I'm with my team of Filipinos. How long?
I can kind of answer Scott's question there.
Okay, go ahead.
Scott, it's virtually about ready any day. It may be done this week. It may be finished at the beginning of the next week. Normally, our procedure is we hand any of the changes over to a testers group. As soon as they let us know it's perfectly stable, then we release a new update for it.
I just answered Chris Bass's question. Alrighty. Scott Powell, thank you. He says that I'm good people and it shines through, basically. Yep. Okay.
One thing else that we could do that Patrick, I don't think mentioned, unless he mentioned while I had the dog out there for a little while.
Yeah.
For the people that are still here, if you send an email, I'll throw in the ultimate video ranking course. I know there was some people who had some questions on videos.
He went ahead and gave it away behind your back.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He did. We have to figure out how to deliver it. I guess we'll talk to Joe about that.
I've got a delivery. I've got it in WeTransfer right now as a file.
Okay, well, let's let Joe get it all organized for us, because we've offered people a lot of things. We've offered them Sue's document. We've offered them your ultimate ranking course. Sid's offered them the bonus webinar on training salespeople and hiring them. What else did we offer? We kept throwing in stuff.
Well, my dad used to say, you know, if you give them the house, you don't want to give them the mortgage too. Well, we threw in not only a mortgage, but a refinance deal on the other end.
Yeah, yeah. We are go-givers, that's for sure. And I like living that way. I do.
Well, Gene, this is Terry. I'm gonna get off here, but I want people to remember you got a couple days before the done for yous are gone, and those are a great deal right there.
Yep.
It'll get you started up in the right direction. So take advantage of those.
I paid $297 for mine, so you're going to get one free. So if you have any questions, you have, let's see, how do they get a hold of us? Patrick gave you his Skype, which is Patrick Tuttle. Is that just Patrick Tuttle?
Yes. No spaces.
No spaces. Patrick Tuttle, Tuttle. And he's also given you his phone number there. It's 443-807-8383. He's given you his phone number. And most of you know how to get a hold of me and Sid. So I guess that's it. So I hope to see you on the inside. We're not going to belabor this, although there are still dozens of you on here. But we will let you go, and I'm going to go check on my hubby and my dogs. and see what he's feeding me for dinner tonight. How about that? I told him he was responsible today. I was going to be busy.
I love that.
Yeah, he says, what am I, the houseboy? Yeah, you are today.
Well, I just want to say we appreciate everybody coming and staying with us this long.
Yeah, for sure. We love you guys. Okay, and so we'll be talking to you later. You'll get an email if you want to watch the replay. And Scott Corey, I've really enjoyed your sense of humor today. Definitely need to get involved with you. You're going to be fun. All righty. Well, we'll see you guys. And I'm going to close this down here. Stop recording. Bye-bye.